John North here. I'm CEO and founder of Evolvepreneur and your host for the virtual summit today. Our session is called How to Build Unstoppable Momentum and Achieve Anything with Kelly Roach, CEO of Kelly Roach Consult Coaching. Kelly Roach is the host of the top-rated podcast Unstoppable Success Radio, an international best-selling author and the CEO of Kelly Roach Coaching. As a former NFL cheerleader and Fortune 500 executive where she was promoted 7 times in 8 years, Kelly brings a powerful combination of proven and profitable business growth strategies coupled with mindset, wellness, and productivity practices required to help entrepreneurs build a profitable business around a life they absolutely love. Kelly's passion and purpose is helping entrepreneurs around the world to achieve exponential profit, sales, and income growth. Kelly is on a mission to help 1 million people become financially free through her results coaching, but she's also founded a campaign for the humanity. It's a charity initiative to support our global family with things such as clean drinking water, help for veterans, and food for those in need. If you're an All Pass Access member, we'll be able to provide you with the transcripts and the speaker action guides below, and you can upgrade it. Welcome, Kelly. I'm really awesome to have you here today. I'm really excited to talk about your book and what you do. I've been following you online for a little while, so I've got a pretty good idea what you do, but today we'll talk about a lot more of that. And I'm really grateful that you'd spend some time with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. It's going to be fun.
Great. So tell me a little bit of your backstory. How did you get to where you are now? It sounds like a bit of an interesting story there. I think you said it started off as a cheerleader or something.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it all started long before being a cheerleader, actually. I grew up in a big family of 7.
Right.
We struggled financially a lot growing up. It was definitely the biggest thing that my parents were constantly fighting about, which I'm sure many people can relate to that.
Yeah.
And, so I started off young, doing as many jobs, everyone that would take me. I was working. So I had 3 jobs from a very young age. And
Wow.
It was no different when I went to college. I was working 3 jobs and paying my bills and just, hustling, just to take care of myself and make sure that I, had what I needed and had money for fun stuff too. And I had grown up, I was a competitive dancer. I was a competitive cheerleader. I was an All-American All-Star. And I went to a school where I had to take out the least amount of loans, because I didn't want to get in all this debt when I graduated from college, right? Because that's the worst. And so I ended up going to a school that didn't have a Division I dance team. They didn't have a Division I cheerleading team. And I still was super motivated. I wanted to keep challenging myself. I wanted to keep growing. I loved performing. And so I auditioned to be a Philadelphia Eagles cheerleader. And I made the team my first time auditioning. I was the youngest girl on the team. Wow. And it was just a phenomenal experience all around. And it was one of my 6 or 7 jobs that I had in college. I was a cocktail waitress. I was a server. I was, a cheerleader. I was babysitting. I was an aerobics instructor. And I think just doing that hustle all through school really prepared me for a great career. And when I graduated, I joined a Fortune 500 and I discovered sales. And I was just like, wow, I cannot believe you have this unlimited ability to grow quickly and make a lot of money. And so the only better thing than doing sales yourself is teaching it to other people, because you get to see other people succeed and you get to move up into management and lead and teach and coach. And so I did that for almost a decade. And really I was doing business growth strategy pretty much my entire professional career. Wow. And it got to the point where I got, promoted 7 times in 8 years. I was managing 17 locations. I was traveling. My health was being compromised. I was exhausted. I was burnout. And I was so passionate about business growth strategy. And I got to witness so many people's lives that were being changed by learning sales and learning marketing and learning how to have the confidence to talk to people in an effective way about how you could help them. And so I said to myself, who needs this more than anything? And, more than 80% of businesses fail. I knew that small businesses were the backbone of America. We need small businesses to continue to grow and thrive. And so I said, I'm going to take my passion, my number one skill set, the thing that I thrive on, which is helping people learn how to rapidly grow their business. And I'm going to start my own business doing it. And never looked back, since then. So it's been just a wild ride. It's been so much fun. And I get to live my dream and get to see people follow their dreams in the process every single day, which is awesome.
Wow. And I mean, in Australia is similar to America in that it's got a lot of small business. So, small business is really the backbone, I think, and they're the ones who make the changes.
It's not big business. They're too big and unwieldy to make those massive changes. That small business can do so much more.
Exactly. And it's so interesting because now all of the big companies, the big Fortune 500s and Fortune 100s, they now want to hire people that have the entrepreneurial spirit. They're trying to capture the heart of the speed and the agility, the innovation of entrepreneurs now, right? Because they realize that that's where the future is. So it's a very interesting time. I feel it's the best time you could possibly choose in history to be an entrepreneur. There's unlimited potential, unlimited opportunity, more things at our fingertips than ever before. There's no reason to not follow your dreams and follow your passion, I believe.
Yeah, it's interesting. Actually, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they call those guys that work inside of businesses and employees an entrepreneur. It's hard to say, but it's like an internalpreneur. And I think that's, it's interesting that some people can follow those dreams inside a job. So they don't necessarily have to take the risk and go out and be in their own business. They could do it inside their own job and be a bit like risk. If they get it right, well, then great, go start your own business, right?
Absolutely. So, and it's not for everyone.
No.
Starting and growing your own business takes an extraordinary amount of mental toughness, far beyond what I believe the average person has in them, quite frankly. For many people, starting your own business can and will break you.
Yes.
It's not
Nothing
for
else.
And, for a lot of people, if you look at what you really want, you can find that in a company. I just so happen to not be one of them, you yourself as well. But, that was because for me, I saw that I could keep earning more and more money and I could keep getting a higher and higher job title. But to me, the fulfillment and the freedom piece of it, I knew I could never capture that working for anyone other than myself. So I had to take full ownership of my life and say, what is it going to take for me to be a happy, fulfilled person? And there was no choice. That it had to be done, right?
Yeah, you have to be your own boss in that situation.
And I mean, we all have to find our own path. It looks different and unique for each one of us. And I think that's a very important thing in terms of finding your happiness in life is not trying to mimic or replicate someone else's happiness, but really finding your own and being okay with whatever that looks like for you. It doesn't matter what that looks like for anyone else.
Exactly, yeah. And I think trying to make it, and I saw something on Facebook, a guy that was not very successful on Facebook, and he turned around and he said, when I started being myself, he said things changed.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing you got to be really careful in this scenario is try and clone to be someone else because it's not going to come across right anyway, and you're just going to struggle. So I think,
Absolutely.
Being yourself is the most important part, particularly if you're running your own business. You may as well get to be,
Well, exactly. And I think that when people are building their business, they're so worried about putting on this facade of professionalism and this image of being bigger or further along than they are. And that's incredibly stressful. I mean, we all did it. I did it when I first started my company. And now I'm okay wearing a t-shirt when I do a video interview because you know what? I'm the CEO of a successful company. If I want to wear a t-shirt when I'm doing a video interview, if you decide I'm not credible because I decided to wear a t-shirt today, that's okay. But that's my choice. And I get to be who I am because I'm the CEO of my own business and I'm the CEO of my life, right? And I think when you come to that juncture, you can truly start to enjoy the benefits of being a freedom-based entrepreneur because you're okay with who you are and you're okay with attracting the people that are meant to be attracted to you.
Well, I guess at the end of the day, Steve Jobs and Zuckerberg get away with, not very, very much anyway. So they wear plain t-shirts and stuff. The theory was that they didn't want to make a decision about what to wear.
Yes. And hey, I get it. I mean, I get it. It definitely, it takes the pressure off when you don't have to spend a whole bunch of time trying to figure out what you're going to wear every single day. So I get that methodology.
Yeah. I guess that's when you get the system working. You just wear the same clothes every week, right? Okay. So, one of the things I noticed you've done, and on your website, it's actually an interesting tip for a lot of people too, is that you have a media section. You have information, photos and stuff about you so that when someone wants to do business with you, let's say in my scenario, it makes my life so much easier when your website actually has got stuff on I can use and I don't have to go trolling the internet for something that's probably not suitable. But a lot of websites and a lot of professionals don't provide that mechanism to be able to A, contact you, B, to get that information they need. And it's so obvious. And I actually did an interview with a guy that does author stuff, and he was talking about that and having those different angles for people. So you've because you're doing speaking engagement, you've set it up that way that you make it easy for people to do business with you. I think that's something that's quite